Hey there, everyone. Thanks for joining. I can't actually see who's here with us, but I'm excited to share this space with everybody. And if you happen to come to this meditation late or couldn't make it at all, on Facebook, you could do a watch party and you could get a group of friends together to go ahead and share this meditation together whenever it works for your schedule, whenever it works for your time. So I'm going to wait right until it's 12 o'clock. And in the meantime, in the notes or the live chat portion of this feed, you can see a link that goes directly to the bushfire map in Australia. So you could get a visual of the aerial view of Australia, and so that you could see where these fires are currently at and the severity of it all. Okay. And then also I want you to be in a position where you could have the bottom of your feet facing the earth, preferably on the earth. But if you're cozy in your bed, just point the palms of your feet down towards the earth. And go ahead and begin to take some nice, slow, long, deep breaths to signal to your body that we're going to be entering a meditative state. So when I knew I was going to be doing this meditation or this collective consciousness for Australia, I went to my Spirit of the Wheel medicine cards. It's backwards. But for this meditation, I kind of co-authored it with the allies that were working with and through Stone of the Ancestors for higher good, guidance, and choice. And I do apologize about the lighting. I could only get my computer to work. I'm looking extremely etheric for you all today. So we're taking some nice, slow, long, deep breaths, getting ready to enter the meditative state. Want to make sure you have your ringer off or any other kind of alarms that kind of might trigger you out of that state. I'm going to take the moment to share to a couple of other groups that it's time to get online. My heart goes out to everybody who's directly affected by these fires. Living in Montana, we're no stranger to them, but nothing like this. So I'm sending lots of love and compassionate energy for all that this is affecting. We'll give it just a couple more minutes. I apologize for starting a little early here. You're welcome, Nico. Thanks for looking. It was a lot different. I actually wrote this meditation on Sunday or Monday evening, and it was insane to open up that map and see just how different and how much more raging these fires are. Here comes the sun. All right, so let's go ahead and begin. We're going to go ahead and bring our attention to our bodies and our environment that we're in right now. We're going to close our eyes and take a few slow, long, deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth to signal to the body that we will be entering a meditative state. And we're going to bring our attention down to the base of the spine, the base of the pelvis, right there by the first energetic center. And we're going to imagine a really beautiful beam of energy just dropping right down from that area, down into the earth, down through all of her beautiful layers, all the way down to that white hot center, the center Gaia star, or the heart of our mother. So we're bringing our attention to the base of the spine, the base of the pelvis. We're dropping a beautiful beam of energy down into the earth, down through all of her beautiful layers, to the white hot center, the center Gaia star, or the heart of our mother. And once we're there at that white hot center, we're going to imagine connecting our grounding cords here in some way. We could use a hook or an anchor, a suction cup, a twist lock system, whatever works for you. Just get your grounding cord connected here to the center of the earth. And with that, we're grounding ourselves into present time. We're grounding the spirit into the body. We're claiming ownership of our space and giving an outlet for any excess energy that might need to be flushed out. And then we're going to bring our attention down to our feet chakras, the Earth Star chakras, located right at the very center of our feet. And we're going to imagine opening those up to about 90% open. So just like the lens of a camera, you could open or close how wide or closed those chakras are. I want them open to 90% right now. And we're going to take a peek down into the earth and find a place that's brimming with just the right energy for you right now. Look down into the earth and find a pocket or a pool of energy that is just right for you right now. And then begin calling that energy, that earth energy, up through the feet chakras. It gets in line with the leg channels. It moves right on up the body, up the legs, until it reaches the grounding cord. And then it's going to flow right back down that grounding cord. So we're calling the earth energy up through the feet chakras, up the leg channels, and then allowing it to flow right back down the grounding cord. That earth energy is healing and rejuvenating and clearing all along the way. We're receiving from the earth right now. And then we're going to bring our attention up to our seventh chakra, up towards the crown. It's a cone-shaped mechanism with the pointy end facing down in towards your head and the rounder, fatter part facing up towards the cosmos or the heavens. And from here, we're going to imagine a nice beam of energy shooting up into the heavens, way out into space, way out into the universe, as far as you could bring it. And to begin allowing that cosmic energy to flow down that beam of energy, where it gets in line with the back of the seventh chakra, and then flows right down into your back energy channels. So that cosmic energy is coming down that beam, down into the seventh chakra, and then down into the back energy channels where it begins to flow down the back energy, following pretty much the same line as our spinal cord or our spine. And that cosmic energy is flowing down the body, healing and rejuvenating along the way. And when we get to the base of the spine or the base of the trunk, we're going to imagine that energy going between the legs to the front of the body. And right there at that first, the cosmic and the earth energy collide and make a really beautiful mix of energy. And so now we're going to allow this mix of cosmic and earth energy to flow up the front energy channels towards the front of the spine. And that cosmic and earth energy flows up the front energy channels, healing and rejuvenating along the way. When we get about level with our arms, we're going to have like a good 20% of that mixture flow down each of our arms and out our hand chakras, where it begins to fill the aura, healing and rejuvenating in there. The rest of that mixture continues up the front energy channels and out the front of the seventh chakra. And it percolates into the aura, healing and rejuvenating along the way. Any excess energy or anything that needs to be washed away is flowing right down our grounding cords. And so we're going to let this cosmic and earth energy flow through our system while we bring our attention to our auras. And we're going to bring our auras, this really nice energetic bubble that's all the way around us. It's spherical, and we're inside of it. We're going to bring that aura a good arm's length all the way around us. So we're going to either push it out or call it in to a good arm's length all the way around us. We're just going to kind of stretch around it like Da Vinci's man. We're going to fluff it up and straighten it up as we need to, build its integrity up where it needs to. It's being cleared and rejuvenated with all that cosmic and earth energy. So really here we just want to go ahead and build its integrity back up. And then on the outside edge of the aura, we're going to put up some protection roses. So it's kind of like a window decal that goes on the outside edge of the aura. And you could put just one protection rose up. You could put one in each of the 4 directions. Private property. Keep out. No trespassing. So get that protection rose or protection roses on up on the outside edge of the aura. And then let's find out where in the body we're hanging out as spirit. Let's send ourselves a hello. Just say hello. And see from where in the body your hello answers. And if it's anywhere but the center of your head, let's make our way back to the center of the head. So you could imagine stepping onto an elevator and taking a ride directly to the center of your head. And it's just like the penthouse here in the center of your head. The elevator doors open right into the room. That is your private space here in the center of your head. So once those elevator doors open up, go ahead and take a step out of the elevator and into the room that's here in the center of your head. And if you're not getting an image of the room, or if it's dark, you could reach up and pull the chain, or reach over and flip the switch. Turn the lights on in your room here. And if you're still having an issue getting a picture of the room, you could grab a spray can of clarity and start spraying it around the room until you get the image of the room. And now you'll notice in the center of the floor, in the center of your room, there's a nice drain. And you'll notice on the wall opposite from the elevator doors, there's this big old easy flush button. So you kind of take a look around the room and see all the clutter and debris hanging about, all the stuff that gets in the way. And head on over to that easy flush button and hit it a couple times. And just like a toilet, that easy flush button is going to take all of the clutter in the mind and clear it right down that drain where it gets in line with your grounding cord. All that energy goes to the center of the earth where it gets neutralized, purified, and made new and available again by Gaia. Let's flush that room quite a bit. Get all those boxes out of there. And then if you look towards the front of the room where your eyes look like the windshield to this spaceship you're driving, and there's a little control panel even right there by the eyes, you'll see just before those control panels on the right or the left here, you'll see your desk area. And this area holds all of your paperworky information. All your bills, your to-do list, your calendar, your statements. Go grab all of that paperwork information off your desk and go shove it down the drain. And then take a look around your room and make sure you don't have any visitors of any kind up here, that you're up here by yourself. And if you should happen to find a visitor, go to the back of the room to the back door, open it up, and kick them out. We don't want any beings, no humans, no animals, no visitors of any kind up here in the center of our head with us, because this is for our space only. This is for us only. If we have any kind of visitors up here, they can manipulate how we feel about things, the choices we make, the actions we take. It's like mind control. This space is for us and us only. This is where we get to be in the driver's seat of our body, life, and experiences. So kick those visitors out. And then on the outside of that door, I like to put another rose decal, and this one says private property, no trespassing, keep out. Just kind of attach it to the outside of that door, and then from inside the room, close your door up. And then we're going to go along the edge of that door and seal it shut with our own energy. So you could use your finger like a magic wand or a welder and seal that door shut with your own energy. All right, now we've got the space to ourselves, and we can make it really nice and comfortable for ourselves. So let's go ahead and create a nice, comfortable place for us to be here in the center of our room, or the center of our head. We could put in a hammock, a swing, a bed of pillows, a really comfortable chair, whatever you need right now to be really nice and comfortable for this next part of our meditation, where we get into bringing some relief and some grounding to Australia. So get yourself all situated and cozy here in the center of your head. And then let's bring our attention to an aerial view of Australia. So just in your mind's eye, imagine a really nice, beautiful aerial view of the continent of Australia. And let's visualize separating Australia into 4 parts. So we'll imagine drawing a line right down the middle of Australia. and then another line going right across the middle of Australia. And we're going to put some nice, big, fat grounding cords down in these quadrants. This will give each quadrant a direct link to the heart of our mother, Gaia. It will also help ground all of the intense energy created from these extraordinary circumstances. When we ground each of the quadrants, we will give a drain or an outlet for all this extreme energy to go down. So let's bring our attention over to the bottom right quadrant of Australia. And let's imagine in the center of it a big, wide beam of energy dropping from the surface of the earth, right down into the earth, down through all of her beautiful layers, right down to that white hot center, the center Gaia star, or the heart of our mother. And then here at the center of the earth, we'll imagine connecting the grounding cords right into the white hot center. We could use a hook or an anchor, a suction cup, twist lock, whatever's working best for you. Let's just get that connected. And then we'll bring our attention over to the bottom left quadrant of the earth. And in the same way, right in the center of that bottom left quadrant, we'll imagine a big wide beam of energy dropping from the surface of the earth, right down into the earth, down through all of her beautiful layers, right down to the white hot center, the center Gaia star, the heart of our mother. And here at the center of the earth, we'll imagine connecting that grounding cord right into that white hot center. Again, we could use a hook or an anchor, a suction cup, twist lock, whatever works for you. Just get that connected. And we'll bring our attention to the top left quadrant of Australia. We'll imagine a big beam of energy dropping from the surface of the earth, right down into the earth, through all of her beautiful layers, right down to that white hot center, the center Gaia star, or the heart of our mother. Here at the center of the earth, we'll imagine connecting the grounding cord right into that white hot center. Could use a hook or an anchor, suction cup, twist lock, whatever works for you. Just make sure you get it connected. And then we'll bring our attention to that top right quadrant of Australia. We'll go to the center of that quadrant and we'll imagine a big wide beam of energy dropping from the surface of the earth right down into the earth, down through all of her beautiful layers to that white hot center, the center Gaia star, or the heart of our mother. We'll get it connected to the center of the earth, our grounding cord with a hook, an anchor, suction cup, twist lock, whatever works for you in this moment. Just make sure you get it connected. And we're going to move back to the bottom right quadrant. And we're going to bring our attention back up to the surface here. We'll take an aerial view of this quadrant. And we'll imagine flushing all of the chaos, all of the devastation, all the dangerous air, the trauma, the heat, the smoke, the fear. We'll imagine all of this energy from the area flushing right down that grounding cord. All that energy will flow right down the grounding cord to the center of the earth, where Gaia will neutralize and purify it, making it once again usable for the planet. You might want to give it a few flushes and keep the intention that we're clearing the area of all the trauma, devastation, chaos, fear, danger, and carnage. We are grounding the extremely potent and powerful energies of fire and heat and devastation so that the area may come back into balance with the restoring and creation energy. So then again, we'll move over to the bottom left quadrant. We'll take an aerial view of this quadrant. We'll imagine flushing all of the chaos, devastation, dangerous air, trauma, heat, smoke, and fear from that area right down that grounding cord. All of that energy will flow right down the grounding cord to the center of the earth, where Gaia will neutralize and purify it, making it once again usable for the planet. And we'll imagine for a moment giving this bottom left quadrant a few flushes, keeping the intention that we're clearing the area of all the trauma, devastation, chaos, fear, danger, and carnage. We're grounding this extremely potent and powerful energy of fire and heat and devastation from that area so that it may come back into balance with restoring and creation energy. We'll move our attention up to the top left quadrant of Australia, taking an aerial view of that area and our grounding cord. We'll imagine flushing all of the chaos, the devastation, the dangerous air, trauma, heat, smoke, and fear from that area right down that grounding cord. All that energy will flow right down the grounding cord to the center of the earth, where Gaia will neutralize it and purify it, making it once again usable for the planet. We'll give this top left quadrant a few flushes, keeping the intention that we're clearing the area of the trauma, devastation, chaos, fear, danger, and carnage. We are grounding this extremely potent and powerful energy of fire, heat, and destruction down into the earth so that the area may come back into balance with restorative and creation energy. We'll bring our attention to the top right quadrant of Australia. We've got an aerial view of the area. We could see our grounding cord. And once again, in this area, we'll imagine flushing all of the chaos, devastation, dangerous air, trauma, heat, smoke, and fear from this area right down that grounding cord. All of that energy will flow right down the grounding cord to the center of the earth, where Gaia will neutralize and purify it, making it once again usable for the planet. And just like in the other quadrants, we're going to give this quadrant a few more flushes down that grounding cord, keeping the intention that we're clearing the area of all the trauma, devastation, chaos, fear, danger, and carnage. We're grounding these extremely potent and powerful energies of fire, heat, and destruction so that the area may come back into balance with restorative and creation energy. And as we move forward, I want you guys to understand and visualize that our grounding cords have got a really pulling nature to them. See, even while our intention moves away from flushing the areas of all of those extreme energies, our grounding cords are still pulling and grounding those energies down into the earth. And now from an aerial view, let's visualize Australia, the whole continent. We now have 4 very powerful grounding cords that are clearing energies and directing them in a controlled way. And let's see what kind of relief we could bring to the land, the waters, the plants, animals, and humans. Let's consider for a moment the storm weather the fires are creating themselves. Let's start by taking a look at the atmosphere and all of the destructive storm energy accumulating and building up from the intense heat of the planet, exaggerated by the fires. See the storm clouds building and swirling, and then imagine super cool icy blue clouds that come in, matching the shape and the size of the storm clouds. The icy blue, cooling, calming clouds overtake and neutralize the storm cell energy. So spend some time moving around Australia's atmosphere, finding the big, bad superstorm cell clouds and energy pockets, and neutralizing them with icy blue, cool, calming clouds and pockets, overtaking them in the same size and shape. You could almost hear them fizzle out. All of this icy blue, calming, cooling energy will build up and ultimately fall to the earth and waters like a beautiful, cooling, calming rain. Its energy cooling and calming the earth, the plants, the animals, the humans, the collective consciousness of Australia, and the planet at large. So you could almost just imagine this really beautiful, icy, cooling, calming, blue atmosphere overtaking that super stormy one right now. And as that calming, cooling blue energy is neutralizing, it builds up and then falls to the earth, providing a cooling, calming, icy blue rain. We've seen on the fire maps that much of the most devastating fires are along the outside edges or coastal regions of Australia. So let's add some water relief to those areas now. We could all take a moment and call upon the water element to bless these fire-ravaged areas and danger zones with some beautiful rain. We pray for rain and do our rain dances. Take a moment to visualize rain across all of Australia. Just enough rain to quench the fires and protect other areas that are in danger. Bringing special attention to those super hot areas along the eastern part of Australia. All along those coastal areas. We could also imagine using our fingers like water hoses and imagine spraying the burning areas with enough cooling, quenching water to put the fires out. Let's also use our magic hose fingers to drench those areas that are in danger of igniting. And then a real good drizzle of the entire continent. And for a moment, let's bring our attention to the wind. Bringing our attention to the wind or the air element, let's all imagine a nice stillness in the air. Let's ask wind to be still, calm, and steady. And not feed these fires anymore. So we're asking wind to be still, calm, and steady, and to not feed these fires anymore. We'll ask and visualize wind to cool and calm down. Let's feel and see a steady, still, cool air across all of Australia. Our grounding cords are still clearing all of the pain, anguish, fear, devastation, death, despair, grief, trauma, and anxiety from the land. But let's visualize some healing, peaceful energy for all of those affected by the fire. For all of the rescue personnel and heroes courageously showing up to save and protect the humans, animals, plants, homes, and infrastructures throughout Australia. Let's visualize peace, health, and safety if they will accept it. Let's imagine beautiful protection energy holding them safely as they do their work, if they will receive it. For all of the men, women, and children affected by these fires, let's visualize peace, health, and safety if they will receive it. Let's imagine a beautiful protection energy guarding over them if they will receive it. Let's imagine beautiful force fields of protection around the plant kingdom throughout Australia. May these force fields of protection guard them from the flames if they will receive it. For the animal kingdom, let's visualize protection and guardianship, providing them safe passages to safe places if they will receive it. So for all the animal kingdom of Australia, let's visualize protection and guardianship, providing them safe passages to safe places if they will receive it. For all of Australia's inhabitants that have survived so far, let's visualize neutralizing healing energy coming to them and through them to ease trauma and for graceful recovery if they will receive it. For all of Australia's inhabitants that have survived, we're visualizing neutralizing healing energy coming to them and through them to ease trauma and for a graceful recovery if they will receive it. Let's imagine grounding cords for all of Australia's inhabitants so they may feel connected, protected, and held by Mother Earth once again if they will receive it. For those that have been lost, let's visualize a peaceful journey home for them. May their souls have grace and ease from the trauma they have experienced, if they will receive it. Let's send those souls home with peace, love, and compassion. May they all rest in peace. For all of the devastation, destruction, and death these fires may have caused, let's visualize equally powerful creation energy from those fires. Let's thank fire for all of its powerful energy of destruction and creation, and ask it to be done with Australia for now. We're thanking fire for all of its power of destruction and creation, and asking it to be done with Australia for now. And now, with this collective consciousness, let's speak to the powers that be around the planet that would deny climate change, that would put the greed of a few above the survival of the Earth's inhabitants, to step down and get out of the way, or begin to make the changes necessary in policy and infrastructure to save all Earthlings. Collectively, let's send them this message clearly and with authority. Be the change, or there is no place for you as our leaders. We can imagine pulling their chairs away from them, from the heads of the table, where they do not change policy, listen to science, or protect the environment. Let it be known they have no place in office leading us anymore. And now let's take a higher aerial view of the planet. Let's see the entire living, breathing organism, Earth, that we call home. Let's find a place on the planet that is lit up with destructive, violent energy. Let's imagine grounding cords right at the center of those areas, all the way down to the center of the Earth, connecting them, and then flushing all of those threatening energies right down to the center of the Earth to be neutralized. Let's imagine beautiful, peaceful, calming, protective energy washing over the areas, restoring balance, and natural, neutral energies to all inhabitants to those areas. Let's take a good look at the wonder and beauty of our planet. Let's thank Gaia for all that she provides for us. Let's send her loving, nurturing energy in thanks and praise, and in a commitment to be the best Earth stewards we can be. Let's give Gaia so much love as she provides for us. We're going to bring our attention back down to the room where our bodies are. We're going to imagine dropping down and into our bodies from the top of our heads, feet first. We're going to bring our spirit toes all the way down to our physical toes. And we're going to begin to snap in and connect with each part of our body. So we're going to snap in at the toes. We're going to snap in at the earth star chakras. We're going to connect in the heels and the ankles, the shins, the knees, the thighs, the hips, the pelvis, the abdomen, the back, the ribs, the chest, the breast, the sternum, the shoulder blades. We're going to snap in at the shoulders and the upper arms, the elbows, forearms, wrist, palms, fingertips. We're snapping all the way into the body. We're going to connect at the collarbones and the throats and the necks and the jaws, our mouths, our skulls. We're going to get all the way down and into the head. We're going to get situated down and all the way into our bodies. And I want you to imagine just letting your old grounding cord kind of fall away, back down into the earth. And we're going to imagine dropping new grounding cords right there from the base of the spine, the base of the pelvis, right there at the first energy center. We're going to drop our own beautiful big beams of energy down into the earth, down through all her beautiful layers, all the way down to that white hot center, the center Gaia star, the heart of our mother. We'll connect our grounding cords there with a hook or an anchor, a suction cup, twist lock, whatever we need right now. We're just going to get our grounding cords connected there to the center of the earth. We'll bring our attention back up the grounding cords, straightening it up, fluffing it up, coming back to the surface of the earth, connecting our grounding cords to the first chakra in the same way we connected them to the center of the earth, anchoring our spirits back into the body, back into present time. And up above our heads, let's imagine really beautiful big gold suns. And we're going to imagine calling all of our energy back up into these gold suns. So calling back any energy that we've left behind, given over, or had taken, we'll call it all up into our gold suns so it could get neutralized, re-energized, refreshed, and made new for you. And these gold suns can expand and get as big as they need to. Just call all that energy back to you. And once you've got all your energy back, you could imagine reaching up and pulling the cord connected to your gold sun. You give it a good yank and release all that shiny gold energy. Let it shower all over you, fill you in the nooks and crannies. And you could open your eyes and come to present. I'm really grateful for you joining me in this prayer, the collective consciousness for Australia. You could kind of use the basis of this prayer, this meditation, for other needs or for other places on the planet that need our healing and our attention right now. Thank you for joining me. The blessings for Australia.